As Washington battles over the federal deficit, a small but vocal group is using the fiscal crisis to reignite a decades-old battle. They'd like to dump the $1 bill and replace it with a $1 coin. And they're citing a study which claims that the move could save $5.5 billion over the next 30 years. Brink Security, vending machine companies, and public transit officials have spent tons of money, even $250,000, lobbying Congress for this change. Christina Bellantoni is the associate politics editor at Congressional Quarterly Roll Call, and she joins us now. All right, Christina, thank you. This is an interesting debate because people say, wow, it could save us $5.5 billion. What are we talking about?
Well, Janie Lorber with our paper took a look at this issue to really get down into how government works. This is an area where you've got so many competing interests who really want to influence the debate here. You've got jukebox companies, arcade companies, vending machine companies who all
want the coin.
That the coin right here.
Oh, look, you bought props. What
yes,
are these
a little
props
bit.
here?
These are the dollar coins, and they say that if you take the dollar bill out of circulation, that this will actually help their industry. They claim that they lose up to $1 billion in jammed vending machine dollars over each year. That's a lot of money, but really what you're talking about is deficit politics. When you've got this big, what you just talked about with Amy there, you really look at everybody's willing to cut from the budget. Is this a way to do it?
Right. So why are the U.S. Treasury and the Federal Reserve against this?
Well, they say that it won't actually save that much money. There's been this long-standing debate. You've got all these competing, groups that are spending a lot of money to influence it here. But you're basically hearing from them, yeah, it's not actually savings. The argument is whether you can print money and whether that costs you less because you end up selling it to banks later. It's actually pretty complicated.
And different states have different takes on this. I understand, like Arizona, for instance, they want the coin, and Massachusetts wants the dollar bill. Why?
Right. Well, Arizona is the home to the copper industry, and they're very influential, and they spend a lot of money making sure that their member of Congress represents them when they go to Washington. And Massachusetts is the home to Crane and Company, which many people are familiar with them because they actually make wedding invitations. Well, they also make the paper stock that currency is printed on.
I love that. That's so fascinating.
Yeah, so you've got the Massachusetts delegation that has been really involved in this, and the late Ted Kennedy was involved, Barney Frank was involved, and they're not really as influential anymore because they're not in power.
This has been pushed before, but what's the likelihood that the greenback essentially could be, expired, and then we would all have dollar coins?
It's unlikely, actually.
Really unlikely,
and in fact, Congress has been looking at this for more than a decade, and you've got even, I think it's $1 billion in these coins that are actually not even in circulation yet because they're not in demand.
Right. Well, I know a lot of men would probably not like the dollar coin since men don't like to carry those big coins around it. Am I right? Yeah, exactly. All right, Christina Bellantoni, nice to see you. Thanks so much. And up next, feeling the heat. Gas prices are soaring and summer is still weeks